When we think about the future and the problems it may have, our mind usually starts thinking about the problems that affect the world today. For example, when someone asks us, hey, what do you think is going to be the future's biggest problem? We usually say something like climate change, the collapses of health forces all around the world, the way artificial intelligence is going to take over the world, or even the political tensions that are rising on the world today. Yes, these are 100% real problematics, and they are going to affect the world in ways that we cannot even magnify. The problem is, we always see these problematics as separate issues, situations that do not correlate at all. Which is why, for the past 50 years, the world has been stuck on the same toxic circle that has prevented humanity from evolving. My purpose for this video was to find a center, a root, so we could take action from the very bottom to create a better world for our generations. Which is why today I'm going to talk to you about inequality. According to the United Nations, the rising rates of inequality are one of the most defining issues of our time, due to the fact that they do not only affect the Sustainable Development Goals, also called Agenda 2030, but they also affect other complications such as economic imbalance in national and international aspects, the compliance with human rights, and the exacerbation of environmental pollution. The important fact about this data is that there is new money in the world. There are new millionaires. And we could say that is a way of the economy to arise after the pandemic, but it's not like that. The gap between the ones who have money and the ones who don't is bigger every day, and it has created imbalance in the way our community and our society works. Although having a clean and safe environment is a fundamental human right, disadvantaged communities are forced to stay and live in contaminated areas. In other words, they are bearing the brunt of environmental pollution. The fact that there is people living in contamination is concerning, because they do not only do not allow the situation to improve, but they are also aggravating it. For some people, pollution is a game, a meaningless reality, but for others, it's a lifestyle, and not in the consumerist version of the word, but in the literal sense of the word. They are living in pollution, living in contamination. In terms of health, my proposal is to work with doctors who are part of the diaspora and are willing to go to these designated communities and present medical services to those who need them. For education, let's create basic educational programs and take these programs to those communities who have low quality of education and low student rate, as well as to create high educational forums that in long term will allow people to have better opportunities at work and to widen their view of the world. A very wise man once said, as long as poverty, inequality, and injustice exist on our world, none of us can truly rest. Let's open our eyes and see the world as it is, with inefficiency, injustice, inequality, pain, and problems, and realize that the world is not going to change by its own and without a reason. If we change, the world is going to change with us. But if we stay the same, the world is going to stay the same with us.